Okay guys, today we're going to be talking about macronutrients and a very, very important part of your fitness journey. Now, macronutrients are an essential compounds that are within your diet that are going to fuel your workouts, help build that muscle, and they're actually going to be shaping your fitness journey forever. They are going to be the base and the live all end all of how your fitness journey is going to end up. Okay, so the first one we're going to start things off with is protein. Protein is often hailed as the king of macronutrients. It is very, very important. So protein is a building block for muscle, and it plays a crucial role in muscle repair and muscle growth as well. But here's where it gets kind of complex and interesting. All proteins aren't created equal. When you're getting your protein from meat sources like chicken, steak, and fish, you're going to get a total protein. Now, if you're getting your protein from stuff like, I don't know, beans or something like that, that's going to be lacking a lot of the essential amino acids that you need for the most protein synthesis possible. So if you are a vegetarian or something like that, or you do eat a lot of beans for your protein, then you're going to need to supplement it with some type of BCAA or something with healthy amino acids in it to help with the protein synthesis. Okay, now let's unpack the next one. The next one is going to be carbohydrates, okay? Often referred to as carbs. Now, often misunderstood, carbohydrates are going to be your body's fuel, and it's going to fuel your body all day long in your workouts, just going through day-to-day life, and it's very important to get your carbohydrates in necessary. Don't be scared of carbohydrates. They're very, very important, especially when trying to build muscle. Let's say your body is a V12 engine and you're trying to just drive it on low gasoline all day. First of all, it's going to hurt the engine. Second of all, if you're putting bad source of gasoline into that engine, it's not going to run very long or very well at all. So getting high quality carbohydrates is very, very important, right? You're putting top tier gasoline into that V12 engine and you're filling it up all the way. It's going to be running all day long, and it's going to be running very, very well. Now, carbohydrates typically are created equal, and some good sources of carbohydrates are things like oats, right? There's some carbohydrates in nuts and seeds like that as well. Sugar is also a carbohydrate. So if you need to hit a certain macronutrient goal and there is sugar in some stuff you're eating, don't be scared of that. Sugar isn't the scariest thing in the world. If you can make sure you're tracking your macronutrients correctly, sugar can be a great, great tool. Carbohydrates are going to turn into something called glycogen. Glycogen is sugar. Glycogen is going to be that particular fuel source when you're at the gym. And you want that glycogen storage level as high as it can possibly be. That's why typically eating most of your carbohydrates in the morning, or at least before your workouts, is, in my opinion, the correct thing to do. And last but certainly not least important is going to be dietary fats. All right? So the third one is going to be your fat macronutrient. Now, fats are very, very crucial role in your body's physiological function. Fats are going to help your body with hormone production, your cellular integrity, and also your nutrient absorption. But like with proteins and not like carbs, fats are also not created equally. While saturated fats and trans fats found in a lot of processed foods are not good for your body at all, there are still other healthy fats that you can get into your body that help with that hormone production and how your body is going to synthesize food and stuff like that. And that would be unsaturated fats. Unsaturated fats are found in stuff like nuts, olive oil, all natural butter, and things like that. Also, there's lots of good unsaturated fats in your protein source as well if it is a meat protein. Now that you kind of understand what the macronutrients are, now it's important to understand why tracking them is so important to your nutrition progress and your training journey in general. What's going to happen is protein up here at top, right? In my opinion, protein is king, and that's going to be for muscle gain and keeping the muscle you already have if you happen to be on a cut. What happens with protein is you go to the gym, okay, and your muscle looks like this, all right? You got a normal muscle, everything's good, it's healed, it's good to go. When you go to the gym, you work out hard and you're lifting intensely, you're going to get microfiber tears in that muscle. Now, when you're done with the gym, you're going to go ahead and go to your humble abode, and at this humble abode, you're going to want to eat food, particularly a protein source. Now, a lot of times with protein sources, people will eat carbohydrates to get some energy in them because they're going to be tired after the gym, but we'll get to that. Now, after you eat your protein source, This damaged muscle is going to turn into something like this, right? That damaged muscle is going to be coming back bigger and stronger than it was before, okay? So it comes smaller like this, you tear it up, you get home, you rest correctly, and eat enough protein, the muscle is going to come back bigger and stronger than it was before. Now, carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are very, very important, right? If you're riding a V12 engine and you're trying to put shitty gasoline in it, like I was saying earlier, you're not going to function very well. So let's say you wake up and you hit the gym in the morning, all right? Here's your fuel meter, and you decide to eat 1 apple. Okay, boom, you're down there. Now let's say you wake up in the morning and you decide to eat a bagel, an apple, a banana, and maybe you have some cereal because you're on a bulk. Okay, you're going to be all the way up here, and those are high quality carbohydrate sources as well. So when you go to the gym and you're working out, right? This is my dumbbell to represent working out. When you're going to the gym and you're working out, what gas tank do you want fueling that V12 engine? It's obviously going to be the one that's all the way full, because then you're going to have 100% maximum intensity and length at the gym. You're not going to become as tired as you were before. You want to get your carbohydrates in because your workouts are going to be so much better, and you're going to be able to push your workouts as hard as you can. When you eat carbohydrates, they're going to turn into glucose. That's what is in the muscle when you go to do the workouts. That's going to provide that fuel into the muscle and ultimately into your workout. Now this third one, fats here. Fats are very, very important as well. Like I was saying, for hormone production, for your body to process these proteins and carbohydrates that you're already eating. Now the reason fats are so important is because they are going to help you produce very essential proteins that you're going to need when you're trying to go on your fitness journey in general, whether it's building muscle or losing fat. Eating fats is going to help your body create a hormone called testosterone. You may know testosterone is very, very important for building muscle, men and women. The second one it's also going to produce is something called estrogen, okay? Men are dominant in testosterone, but they still have estrogen. Women are dominant in estrogen, but they still have testosterone. That's why women have certain things in the gym they're better at and they can make progress with faster. That's why men have certain things in the gym they're better at, but they make progress with faster as well. These two are essential for your fitness journey. Also, fats are going to help your body absorb some nutrients. Vitamins A, D, and E. Okay, very, very important vitamins in the body. These are going to help with muscle growth and fat loss as well. And fat is going to help your body process those. Now we're going to talk a little bit about how to track your macronutrients and how to count calories correctly to get the most out of what you're doing with your nutrition. Now to find your maintenance calories, what you're going to want to do is find your body weight and times it by 13. So let's say you weigh 200 pounds, okay? 200 lbs times, it's not a B, lbs times 13 is going to equal 2,600, okay? 2,600 is going to be your calorie goal just to maintain. Now at this point, you're going to want to go 250 calories above or below, depending on if you're bulking or cutting. If you're bulking, 250 above. If you're cutting, 250 below. Let's say that you're on a maintenance of about 2,500 calories, okay? So you're right here, you're at 2,500 calories, and this is just what your body needs to stay the same. This is where you're at. Now let's say you're just trying to maintain, all right? So every gram of protein is going to be 4 calories. So 1 gram of protein is going to equal 4 calories. With that being said, if you're on a maintenance, you're probably going to want to have your macro split 40% protein, 40% carbohydrates, and 20% fats. Okay, throw those up here. That is just 40 beans. Right? Now, if you're wanting to bulk, I would put your carbohydrates at 50%, I'd put your proteins at 30%, and I'd put your fats at 20%. Now, if you are wanting to cut, I would put your protein at 50%, carbohydrates at 30%, and fats at 20%. So let's say you're trying to hit this maintenance of 2,500 calories and you're wanting to get in 40% protein, okay? 40% of 2,500 is going to be 1,000 calories, okay? Now with that being said, If every gram of protein is 4 calories and you're trying to hit 1,000, that means that you need 250 grams of protein. 250 grams of protein, okay? So you're wanting to get 40% carbohydrates as well. You are at 1,000 calories, just like you are with protein. The easy thing about this is protein and carbs are the same amount of calories per weight. So 1 gram of carbohydrates is going to be about 4 calories. With that being said, you're going to want to get 250 grams of carbohydrates as well. That's going to put you at 80% protein, and that's going to be 500 calories left for fats. Now, fats are 9 calories per gram, okay? 1 gram equals 9 calories. And you're trying to get 500 calories from your fats. You're going to want 55 or 56 grams of fats. 55, we'll call it 56 grams of fat. That means if you're wanting to maintain and your maintenance calories is 2,500 just to stay the same and maintain with what you have going on, you're going to want to be 250 grams of protein, 250 grams of carbohydrates, and 56 grams of fat. Now let's say that your maintenance is 2,500 calories and you're wanting to bulk, okay? That means you're going to want 2,750 calories throughout the day. That is your goal, and you're going to hit that goal with your macronutrients. Now, if you're on a bulk, your macronutrient intake is going to want to be 50% protein, 50% carbohydrates, 30% protein, and still 20% fats. Your fats always are going to stay at 20% for the most part unless you're in a lot more depth of what you're doing with your nutrition. So if you're trying to hit 2,750 calories at a 50-30-20 split, so if you're wanting to hit 270 calories and you want 30% of that to be protein, that is going to be 825 calories. So with your protein goal, you want 825 calories. That is going to equal 206 grams of protein to hit your protein intake. Now, if you're wanting to hit a 50% carbohydrate goal for your daily intake, that is going to be 1,375 calories. Okay, so carbohydrates, you're wanting to hit 1,375 calories. That is going to equal 344 grams of carbohydrates. Okay, so that's your at there. Now for your fats, and you're wanting to hit a 20% macronutrient goal for your fats, you're going to be at 550 calories. Okay, so your fats will be at 550 calories right here. That is going to equal 61 grams of fats. 1 grams. All right. So if you're on a bulk and your maintenance is 2,500, you're bulking up to 2,750 calories a day. That's going to be 206 grams of protein, 344 grams of carbohydrates, and 61 grams of fats. Now, if you're on a cut and your maintenance is 2,500 calories, you're going to want to get about 2,250 calories for your day to be on a proper cut. On the cut, you're going to want to be at 50% protein, 30% carbohydrates, and still 20% fats. That means your protein intake is going to be 1,125 calories, okay? 1,125 calories of protein. That is going to equal 281 grams of protein. That is going to be your goal if you're on a cut per day of protein. Now for carbohydrates, you're going to be at 675 calories if you're at a 30% intake, right? So carbohydrates, 675 calories per day. That is going to equal 169 grams of carbohydrates. 169 grams of carbohydrates. So if you're on a cut and you are at 2,500 calories, pulling that down 250, that means you're going to be at 281 grams of protein and 169 grams of carbohydrates. Now for fats, and you're trying to get a 20% macronutrient ratio, you're going to be at 450 calories from your fats. 450 calories from fats. That is going to equal 50 grams of fat. 50 grams of fats. That is going to be your macronutrient goal on a cut. If your maintenance is 2,500, most people are typically at about 2,500.